was acting as if nothing was wrong. I've never
Yeah.
seen a GM just look you dead. Like he looked us like if all of us was at the table, we playing cards, we chilling, we talking about what's going on outside or how our life is going. And you just look me dead in the eye and just lied to me and tell me that this was a prime rib you gave me and you gave me an overcooked pork chop. You know, I don't see where we're going with this. Like at the beginning of the year, you talked about, okay, we're bringing Sloot back. We're bringing this, all of these players he bring in, like Kia Nurse. I don't believe he scouted none of these players because remember, Kia Nurse came from Athletes Unlimited.
Mm-hmm.
Ariel Atkins was cool with Slim. Remember, Slim like played on Angels team. So
Yeah.
you know over there, Prince, you were talking about it in the off season that they basically probably came to her as a deal since she's been loyal to the organization forever, which she has been. And they was like, yo, we got this trade, you know, you can go to Chicago because reports came out from everywhere that Sloot was not coming back to this team unless they got an all-star. We just didn't know who the all-star was going to be, and it was Ariel Atkins. And then you brought in Rebecca Allen from a trade. People forget we traded for Rebecca Allen. We traded
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Lizzie Allen, and we traded another player over there to bring her over. So that was a bad move as well. And then if you look at our training camp invitees in, we had a couple ball handlers that were playing. We just never played them, and then we got rid of them. Rachel Banham, of course, no, excuse me, Mariah Jefferson. We kept talking about why don't we just get rid of Mariah Jefferson? Why don't we just get rid of that contract? Because Mariah Jefferson, I've been watching for a long time. She hasn't been healthy in a long time. Like her best years was way past her. Why would you wait till now to get rid of her? Like right after the halfway point, like you would just get rid of her. So this lets me know that either this is organizational as far as the owners in them not able to, they're not trying to spend the extra money to bring in players. Because I mean, if y'all know football like Coach does, I'm a Bucks guy. We had a lot of cheap owners. Like they're cheap. Like the Glazers, they're cheap. So I already see what's going on where they're only giving you so much that you can use to bring in the right talent. And I don't think this guy's a great talent developer because look, he's a player developmental guy. He shadowed I forgot the man's name. His last name is Wade. He shadowed him. So
Yeah.
everything he's doing, he's trying to do like James Wade. Wade traded all their assets when he brought in Marina Mabry at that time, right
Yeah.
after they won the championship to try to go and win another championship. So he's thinking about, okay, since I had this roster last year, I think I can make a few tweaks here, trade this asset to bring in an Ariel. And I guess he thought that Sloot, I think he thought Sloot was, you know, she was still good, but we all
She,
saw Sloot get benched last year. Sloot
right.
wasn't good. All her best years was in Chicago. It was
Yeah.
gone. So
Uh,
I think he believed that he built a real playoff contending team. He felt like he didn't have to do much because remember last year he put together that bad roster at the last minute,
You ever
and they
play?
didn't
You ever
really
play
do
fantasy
anything.
football?
Hold on, let me
Yes,
get to this super chat
absolutely.
right quick. Let me get to this super chat right quick.
Right.
Appreciate Amy Sue for the $4.99 super chat. Am I the only one who thinks Jeff P was doing PR with that halftime interview today? Yeah, HD was just kind of speaking on that and like
He
his
was.
perception from what he was watching in this season. Like, I don't know. So, Coach, what you were about to say? You were about to
I
give
was
an
gonna
analogy.
say if you've ever played fantasy football or fantasy whatever, basketball, baseball, whatever, you
Right.
always have those people that don't know the game, they know the names.
Yeah.
And that's what you got with
Agreed.
Jeff P.
Mm-hmm.
He went with names, he knows names, but to your point, if you were watching Vandersloot, you would have known better. If you'd have been
Yes.
watching Rachel Banner, you'd have known better. Kia Nurse, you'd have
Yes.
known better. So I, he's one of those
Co-
guys. It
Coach
goes back to my
Marcus.
point earlier.
Coach Marcus. Coach
Yeah,
Marcus. Not to cut you off, I'm gonna let you finish. Rachel Banham was never that girl. The Connecticut Sun traded her because she had a hot game. She went
right.
for 8 threes or 9 threes. It was crazy. And they traded
Yeah,
her like right
yeah,
after that.
yeah.
Like
It
they
was
because
right
they
after
put her
that.
on
Yeah.
the bench. Because remember, Prince, they put her right on the bench after that game, and they had Burden playing more than her. So again, Jeff P, like you said, Coach, like you said, Prince, y'all play professional. I only got the college football. We seen this before. Like either he is this much incompetent, or he really thinks he knows something, or the organization is just running a play right now. They're just trying to sell tickets. They're not really trying to get better. That's how it comes off to me. They're not trying to win anything.
Probably true. Everything, right? All three of those points you just made are probably true.
Yeah. Look, and again, Coach, I don't know if you be checking out our show on Mondays, Star Hoop Central, 5 p.m. Central Standard Times. If you don't check it out, man, we get real over there. I said, I don't know why Angel Reese came back.
She's on the contract.
Like, why would you let your quote unquote franchise player come back when you're eliminated? And she has a back injury. Like, that's why
I'm sorry. I misunderstood. You mean come back from injury? Yeah.
Okay. You got 10 games left. Your star player is coming back from a back injury. You're eliminated from the playoffs. Normally, that player doesn't come back. So that's why I agree with HD. This is all a money play.
It depends.
Like, she got nothing to fight for.
I agree.
Like, it ain't like she on the verge of the MVP or all WNBA or something.
In this particular, there are situations where you would come back just because you want to do it. But in this particular situation, I would agree with you. I think it's a money play because you're gonna sell more tickets if Angel Reese is in the roster. If she's in the lineup, that's a business move. It's an ugly one, but
because coach, look at the ticket prices. Like the stands was looking real empty, and they was losing some money.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. Look, we listen. At the end of the day, we love sports, but this is a business, and all of us got our own business. We got our own company. So, look, they're like, look, get out there, like try to get her as good in shape as we can, and then just throw her out there. Look, I'm just saying, like, she brings in the dollars.
That's true. Like, so again, all of these, this is what I'm confused about, though. Like, something here ain't right. You brought in all of these pieces. You spent all of this money in the offseason. You traded away your number 3 pick. You brought in an all-star from the Washington Mystics. You bring in a new head coach. You bring in this whole coaching staff of touted coaches and players, the Courtney Parises, the Tanisha Wright. You bring in Renee Wakama, who is an up-and-coming successful coach with the Nigerian team and the Afro Cup and all of that. But you got 9 wins. I thought, so look at the 2 teams they're tied with. Both of these 2 teams came into the season verbally saying, not just doing it with their actions, verbally saying, we are in rebuild mode, we're looking for players for the future, and we want to see what we got in the next 2 coming drafts. So we want to move draft picks around. Look at the moves they made with their draft picks. All of their draft picks was about the next 2 to 3 years. Chicago traded away draft picks for the next 2 to 3 years, brought in an all-star, give away all your cap space, brought in a vet. Then you parading her around like she's coming back next year.
Yeah.
I'm confused at what is going on here. No. Do y'all bring Courtney back next year? How do y'all feel about Courtney coming back next year?
Oh, no. She's coming back next year. How much you want to bet?
So are they drafting a point guard?
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they trade that draft pick.
Wow.
Look at the moves. Look at the moves. Why would you trade? Okay, coach, you know about building teams. Look how your Eagles done it. If you're trying to build a team, right, and your GM has shown you, I trade away this, I trade away that. Even the person he's shadowing, traded away picks, and went after foreign players. He's going along going with that same playbook. I wouldn't be surprised if he packaged that for another player to come, another all-star type player, or another player that probably don't like their situation and want to play on the team. I wouldn't be surprised, though, because look at it.
Somebody like that.
Right. And then Zoe, he got 2 picks in the second round, and he got a pick in the third. I could see him packaging that top 5 or top whatever pick is going to be, because I think it's going to be 5 because they said the other team's a expansion team. He gonna trade that, and he possibly could trade those 2 picks just to move up, just to go get a foreign player, just go get a regular player, just to say, oh look, I went and got this player, because that's the way it looks to me. And in Vandersloot, there's word coming out, leaking from the organization, Vandersloot coming back. She not retiring. She coming right back.
What was Vandersloot a 1-year deal, or what's her contract look like?
Yeah, she was on a 1-year deal.
She's a 1-year deal, but
so if she comes back, there's no guarantee she stays in Chicago.
I don't know, Coach. We'll see. Like, I hope you're right, Coach. I hope you're right.
So
I hope she says I don't want to come back.
Think about the long con. So next year, they got 2 late picks, right, for next year, for 2026, right? Yeah. So that means they're probably gonna suck next year too. And what does that? If they the bottom of the barrel next year, what does that put them in tops for? Juju. So they could be trying to play the long con.
So hold on, Coach, because I want to make sure I'm grasping what you're saying here before you finish. So you're saying, because it was a lot, you gave me a lot just now. My head started spinning. You got me thinking. Now I got to go do another stream. So hold on. Are you saying that Chicago Sky is okay with this year and probably are okay with not looking good next year because they want to get in the Juju sweepstakes? Forget what Angel and Camilla got going on. Is that what you're saying?
Whether it looks that way or not, if they have the same issues next year, let's say they get a new coach and you got to start all over again, and who knows what's going to happen. It might not work out that way. But if I'm looking at the long con and you got 2 late, you ain't got no picks for next year for 2026? No picks worth any. They traded it away, right?
So they gave Mystics their 2027 pick. It's a pick swap in 2027 for Ariel Atkins. So they do have a pick, but it's a pick swap. So Chicago, if what you're saying is true, that's why my head's spinning, and I might have to make me a draft stream, because if they suck, I think the Mystics gonna be even better next year than they are this year, because their young core is gonna be a year in. They got 2 first-round picks next year, and a bunch. They got 4 second-round picks. Mystics got 2 first-round, 4 second-round draft picks next year. Cap space, a bunch of cap space. A bunch of cap, because the only people coming back is they rookies.
Then explain this to me. So what picks do Chicago have in 2026?
They got the Connecticut pick. They have the right now it's like number 9.
Okay, so they 9th, right?
Because it was 5 a week ago.
So what happens?
But Connecticut been winning, and they actually is above Chicago right now.
So what happens if Chicago finishes the year and they are the bottom of the barrel? Where does that put them next year? Are they still at number 9? I guess my question is, and this is where my ignorance is with the NFL, because if you're the worst team in the NFL, you get the first pick in the draft.
So it's every 2 years. So basically, and it's basically every 2 years. So I don't know how they're going to do it, because I don't know how they're going to quantify Chicago's 2027 pick, because they have the Connecticut first round pick in 2027. Like, it's so weird, because that's their only first round pick next year. So I don't know how 2027 sets up. Are they going to It's
'cause
very
I'm
weird
looking at
because
it.
they don't even have their own pick. That's the
Yeah, because
Mystics
I'm
have
looking
the
at it
pick.
I'm looking at it from the NFL standpoint, where the worst team gets the top pick. That's how I'm looking at it. But it sounds like I'm incorrect.
No, you're not incorrect. You're only a year off. So they combine 2 years worth of work. So your 2027 will
right.
be this year and next year's worth of seasons for that 2027
Right.
pick.
Mm.
Right.
So I guess okay.
So, and that's what I'm saying. They already garbage this year. They're going to finish
Mhm.
below the Mystics this year. And then next year, they're probably projected to finish below the Mystics, right? Just looking at the circumstances of what's going on, right? So that's the Mystics pick.
So answer me this. So if Chicago finishes last,
Mm-hmm.
who has the number 1 pick in 2026?
Dallas still has the number 1 pick.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Dallas. So the way it'll probably shape out is it'll be Dallas. Chicago's pick goes to Minnesota. So Chicago has Minnesota has Chicago number 2 pick because Chicago is projected to have the number 2 pick from the last 2 seasons.
Where do the
Minnesota gets the pick?
Where do the
expansion teams pick outside of the lottery? So being that they're adding 2 new teams, the lottery will be your top 5 teams, your top 5 picks instead of your top 4. So they go in the top 5 picks as lottery picks. So Toronto and Portland will be 6 and 7.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Because I'm trying to think of I'm looking at it like this: the next 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
The next 3 years, you got Juju. Juju's coming out in 27.
Right.
So you got Juju, you got Sarah Strong, you got Hannah Hidalgo, Olivia
Maddie
Miles
Book
is coming out this year. Flau'jae is coming out this year. Lauren Betts from UCLA is coming out this year. Malaysia Fawali will come out next year. And Malaysia will be 27. She'll come out with Juju. Silas Swords from Michigan, Toby Fournier from Duke. My point is you got a lot of talent coming out.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a lot of opportunity to really bolster your team. And I think by then, and I see it now, that finally these teams are getting over this old guard and they are finally letting these young people play. I'm looking at Rickea Jackson this year. Rickea should have been doing that last year, but they kept her on the bench.
Yeah, they wouldn't put the ball in her hand. They wouldn't give her opportunity
look at
to grow.
Look at what Rickea. If Cam Brink would have been healthy, Cam Brink is smacking everything in the 3rd row.
Yeah.
So
Cam Brink was the best shot blocker coming out of the draft.
Exactly.
Yep.
And now she healthy, and she went right back to it. And Rickea is balling. And then you got, if Nakase is not the coach of the year this year, that's a damn shame. You bringing a expansion team to the playoffs, and you playing like you playing?
Oh yeah, she my coach of the year.
Absolutely.
It should be unanimous. And look,
let me be honest
she's winning games. She's winning games without Kayla Thornton.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because everybody, once Kayla Thornton got injured, everybody said the Golden State is done. They about to fall out the playoffs, and the Sparks is going to take their spot. They just been trading right ahead.
But, and then now we can make the comparison. That's when I look at somebody like Nakase and look at somebody like Tyler Marsh, and you see the difference.
They come from the same. And coach, there's no excuse. They come from the same program.
But everybody ain't the same.
There's no excuse.
Who got a bigger contract?
Exactly.
That shows you that they may have been around, they may have been in the same area, but they weren't from the same tree.
Look at what's going on in Indiana. And you know my affinity with Kelsey Mitchell and the Fever. I'm a Fever fan. I like Caitlin Clark, all of that stuff. But you already know when Caitlin Clark went down, when Angel Reese went down, when Stewie went down in New York, you see the players who step up, and then you see the players who step out.
Yeah.
Everybody is not the same. You see who your elite level primetime players are. The cream still rises to the top. That has never changed.
Yep.
So when I'm looking at Chicago, okay, Angel goes out, and Camilla is like, you got to get the 3 and 4 pulls on the lawnmower before it starts. Like, Camilla, you got to. But is that on Camilla or is that Tyler Marsh not using her effectively? Because I was one of
it's
the
a little
ones that
bit
was
of
like,
both.
I would say both.
It's a little bit
Motor
of
and
both.
coaching
It's a
and
little bit of
both.
both.
I agree.
Like, Miller's not a motor person. Like, the
She's
thing
not.
is that Miller, like, this is what I tell people. Don Staley always had to put a foot in Miller because you have to get it revved up, like you said, Coach. You got to get it revved up. Like Prince was saying, you got to get it revved up, and then she goes. But then you don't have the guard play. Like, the guard play and the IQ is, I really don't see how a lot of these players made it in the league this long. Their IQ is very low. Like, it's like turnovers is crazy. And then it's like they don't know one another. Like, when I watched that game today, it seems like they never played together before. Every game I watch of the Sky, it's like they've never played with one another before.
Yeah.
And this was before Angel went out. So I question their IQ and I question the coaching staff. And then let me tell you this, Coach. Who did Tanisha Wright coach last year? That's on the coaching staff. The lady with the dreads and the glasses. She coached Atlanta last year. Look how much better Atlanta's gotten when she left. That Atlanta team was teetering around 8, 9, and 10. Remember, they was fighting us for the last playoff spot last year.
Yeah.
So again, I question the organization and where we're going. So this is why I said the only way that the Sky can get better, and I can't put it all on Miller because Miller comes from a program with function. You had wings and you had guards. Yeah. So even if Miller didn't give you big buckets, Miller would give you the assists. Right. Miller would give you the hustle plays because she wanted to play. On this team, Miller don't feel that because when Miller been running all up and down the court, she doesn't get in position correctly. Plus, that's also on Miller. She got to learn how to seal better. Prince breaks it down on his film work. Y'all make sure y'all catch my brother's film work. So again, this team needs to be sold, Coach. This is an organizational problem because look at Indiana. Y'all fired that GM and said, bye. We got it now. Now we got a GM. And let me tell you this, Coach. This is how I know they watch my videos and Prince videos. All the players that your Indiana team got, we suggested to the Sky.
Yeah.
We suggested Ari McDonald because I remember Ari McDonald. She was out there. She lost her job to Odyssey in LA. Then Odyssey and everything, they picked Odyssey up because that's who we wanted. Then guess who y'all just picked up? Aerial Powers. Right? Yeah. I've been bragging. Prince will tell you, I've been talking about Aerial Powers since when, Prince? Preseason? Like going into the season?
Yeah.
So again, this is an organizational problem. And I really want to see the resume of this guy, Jeff P. Like, your resume doesn't show me team builder. Right. It doesn't. And then if you're a general manager, why didn't you hire any scouts? Why are you hiring any scouts to pick the players that were out there? Look at the Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns had no draft picks. They're like in the 4th or 5th seed right now with a bunch of no names, a bunch of players from overseas and training camp deals, Coach. Right. So there's no excuse. I don't want to hear about, oh, well, we didn't got this draft. Bro, there's plenty of teams in NFL and NBA. Look at the same. I'm going to go with the Rams. You know the Rams ain't had no big top picks in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd round. Look what they did. They still hit on some picks later. So that's no excuse. So this is an organizational problem, and they need to sell this team. I'm pushing to sell the team. They need to because they're not going to do nothing to get better. I don't see it. And then you're saying to Juju, listen, if Jeff P., I don't even think he knows a Juju unless he just see the highlights or like he see the, he sees the headline. Well, other than that,
I mean, yeah, scratch that because I got that whole situation wrong with the draft pick. My whole
Right.
logic was wrong with the draft pick. So scratch that idea anyways. But they done already put the money in the new facilities and all of that kind of stuff. So they gotta roll, they gotta play their hand now. And and I tell you what, what they have to do is put something together for next year, because they got to give Angel some help, because if Angel wants to bounce, they really in trouble. And on top of that, the WNBA is going to have a work stoppage. That shit is going to happen.
Oh yeah, on top of that, people keep getting by that part.
So
what's going on, Bree?
Whatever they think is going to happen, there's going to be they're going to pull the emergency brake on this, because there's going to be a work stoppage. Because in my opinion, the WNBA Players Association, they have no experience trying to negotiate a new CBA deal, and they look horrible right now, and it's going to end up biting them in the butt, because they trying to get it all on the first shot, and that ain't going to happen like that. So I don't know what's going to happen, but it's going to disrupt a lot of things when this work stoppage happens. And not to mention, you got a huge conflict of interest with Stewie and Fee running Unrivaled. That's a problem in itself, and they don't see it that way. But I don't want to get too far in those weeds. But I'm saying that to say that is going to affect how things happen next year. Because what happens if you have a shortened season? What happens if who's taking care of the players if they do go on strike? It's a whole domino effect of things that can happen with this CBA. That's why half these damn older players are sticking around. They're trying to get at least a little bit of this new CBA money.
Yeah, that's the tricky part. Appreciate the 199 super chat, Amy Sue. Can you please sell the sky to Michael Jordan? Y'all don't think you want to do that either. You must not watch the NBA.
Ain't that the truth? His track record ain't great.
Again, man, appreciate the super chats. Again, I got Coach Marcus up here. I got HD up here. Two knowledgeable dudes have played the game, done it, been around, talked about it, in and out. Send through super chats if you got a question you want us to answer. Well, I got these two brain trust up here with me, man. But again, appreciate the 199 super chat, Amy Sue. So this is the conundrum. This is the conundrum that they have. How do you bring in free agents to this mess? What do you can one of y'all tell me, what do you sell them on?
In a situation like this, the only thing you can sell is the players that you playing with. Because you can't sell the facility. You can't offer that. And I'm speaking from somebody, when I was in the league, I played at the Vet. The Vet was the bottom of the barrel as far as stadiums and facilities and stuff like that. I remember, I remember we had guys come in. Now, mind you, this is 93, 94. So this is at the end of the San Francisco 49ers dynasty, and the Cowboys was coming to prominence and all of that type of stuff. So I remember we had Tim Harris from the 49ers. I remember he came to Philadelphia. He was looking around like, what is this bullshit y'all playing in now? Like, I'm not used to this. That's the problem that Chicago has. You got to keep Angel happy. You got to keep her around until you get this new facility built. Then you look like a professional organization. But it don't matter if you got a knucklehead running the show.
Yeah.
The bus driver got to look like he's competent. So you sell Angel. Angel has her issues in itself. I think Angel's a good player that should be better. And she's not. Don't get a layup and give me the you look small. Don't you give me that gesture, you look small. And then when it comes down to less than 10 seconds left, you totally miss the freaking rim, in the paint. Like, that's a personal thing with me, but you got to be better than that. In my opinion, Angel should be so much better than she is right now. But you gotta sell the players. That's the only thing you got. It ain't facilities. It ain't the location. It's got to be the players. So the players you join in have got to be ready to win.
I'm I'm at the point where Chicago gotta sell the team.
Yep.
Okay. So what happens if that does not happen?
You back where you were in 2025?
That's more of a probability than anything else. So it goes back to the original question. What do you do? What do you do? Angel Reese is your selling point right now. So you got to keep her happy and you got to keep her in Chicago. So if I'm not mistaken, rookies, you got a 4-year contract. So you got 2 years to get it together. You done wasted 2. You done wasted the first 2.
Well, they're gonna waste another year.
Right. So regardless,
But
Yeah,
you
man.
can't though. How can you waste it? Hey, I'm confused. How can you waste another year?
Dog, I keep telling you, bro. I've been looking at this franchise has been in aptitude since 2006. Sylvia Fowles, the great Sylvia Fowles, asked for a trade in her second year in the league playing for this team. Elena Deladon asked for a trade. Like Courtney Williams publicly spoke that I'm not ever coming back to Chicago, ever. Elena Smith was finna retire until Fee and them got a deal to get her to Minnesota.
And then you got
This
Gabby.
organization is just bad.
And then
They've
Gabby
always
said what
been
she
bad.
said. Gabby said what she said fresh off the Olympics.
Yeah,
So
Gabby was
everybody heard
did
that.
dirty. Right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
she blamed Wade for it, but that wasn't Wade. Wade was like, that was a higher up. Like, he needed his players right then and there. He said she could go back or something. But anyway, their organization is bad. They've always been bad. Even if you had Angel and everything, like Angel's a 2-time All-Star, and her
Right.
percentages have risen, but it's only one player. Her
Exactly.
and Cardoso are 2 players, and you're not going to get the guards that you need. This is why I'm saying, if you're going to be cheap, you have to put your money into a scouting department and your general managership. You're going to
Right.
have to. If you're not going to pay players the big contract, you need somebody who can crunch numbers and know what players to get for a low price. You can't get somebody who don't know the players and then go get a player for the high price and then they're trash. You're going to have to go get the right players.
Right.
And I don't think this guy has a judge of talent of that. Because look, you got you got Bria Hartley and all of them, Lacan and all of them in Connecticut. You got them in Connecticut and they're the team. And look what they doing. They still play. Even if they're losing, they still play competitive because their general manager knows what they're doing. Washington got rid of all those guys last year, brought in Elena Deladon and the other girl. I think they were teammates before overseas. Look what they built up this year. So you're going to have to pick and choose. If you're going to be cheap and you're just going to put all the money into Angel and Camilla when it's time for them to get their max deal, you're going to have better general managership. You're going to have to. You can't have it both ways because Angel's out of here after next year. She's out of here.
That goes back to the question. Take selling the team off the table because realistically, that's probably not going to happen.
Right.
So what's the next best thing? The next best thing is the ownership has to get rid of Jeff P. If that happens, then you got to bring in somebody else. That's
right.
And now being better than Jeff P is not hard, but you still got to bring a good name in, and then you got to get another coach. You got to bring in a coach that's going to generate some excitement. And who's to say if you do get that excitement, who's to say you might end up in the same boat? Because the coach has to go through there. You know, you got to take your lumps as a coach. I think Teaspoon took her lumps that first year.
Yeah.
And I am positive it would have been a hell of a lot better than it is now if Teaspoon would have stayed.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
And it sucks because that means you got to start back at square one again. You got to get a new coach. You got to get comfortable with that coach. Maybe they playing a different brand of basketball. Maybe Angel's not the center point of their offense, or anything could happen. But as far as the selling point, in my opinion, Angel is the best selling point you got, and she might not be here in 2 years. So
because I look at it like I've said this from the beginning. This is what Chicago Sky failed at, though. This is what they failed at. They failed at making sure their rookies was the center part of their moves, because the free agents. See, this how it works. Free agents look at how you treat players who are important to your franchise. They don't look at how you're winning. That's a 10% part of it, because they're gonna get paid wherever they go. They can win with you. Ain't the only team winning. You ain't the only team capable of winning a championship. That's not the major selling point. The major selling point is, how do you treat players that matter on your roster? Look at Ariel Atkins. See, y'all keep focusing on Angel Reese and Camilla. I don't think they're the most important part to this selling.
No, I agree.
See, they're the most important part to your future. Ariel Atkins is the most important piece to their selling point, because she's an already proving champion and all-star. You're not going to win bringing in other Kia Nurses and Rachel Bannums. You're not. You're going to win by developing your rookies, Camilla, Angel, HVL, and Matt, whatever they do with them, and Sifka if she come over, and bringing in pieces that can be a difference maker. Kia Nurse and Rachel Bannum and Rebecca Allen aren't different makers. They're role players that can hit a shot every other 3 games. That's not how you win a championship. A Stewie not coming here to play with this. A Jacqueline Jones not coming here to play with this. A Chelsea Gray, a Jackie Young, like a Dejanay, they not coming here to play with this.
Right.
Ariel Atkins should have been I said this from the beginning of the season. We looking at this all wrong. Everybody's focused on Camilla and Angel and saying, if the franchise does this with them, they gonna get free agents. That's not how this works. You can like Angel Reese, Camilla, all you want to. That's not how that works. They can go play with Angel Reese and Camilla and Unrivaled. Ariel Atkins was your all-star, was your former champion, and you made her a third option. You traded away a third pick and made her the third option. On some night, she the fourth option behind Kia Nurse or Rachel Bannum, whoever they want to get the ball to and shoot.
But Prince, they did that to all 3. They did that to all 3 state players, though. They did that to Angel, Miller, and Ariel. They did them dirty. They did all 3 of them dirty. They had Angel and Miller just setting screens.
Why would
and they had Ariel being a 4th option?
Why would she come back? She unrestricted free agent in 26.
Yeah.
Why would she come back to Chicago?
And that's what I'm saying, Coach. Why would you trade? They did this, man. They had it all in mind to go and put it around Vandersloot. Vandersloot was the first option. All those games, look at her attempts. She attempted more shots than everybody. The next person probably was a Bannum.
It's not about that though, HD. See, to me, I'm okay with the ball going through Camilla, playing inside out, but you got to make sure that Ariel Atkins is comfortable from day one.
Right.
Even if that's making sure. See, this is what we can't forget. We all got egos. Me and Coach both play professional. Man, we got egos. Don't let nobody lie to you and tell you they humble. And man, we got egos. When we step on the court of the field, we think we the best player out there. We got egos.
Yeah, absolutely.
When we go through the mall, we look at people like, "Why are you talking to me right now?" We got egos.
Right.
Ariel Atkins comes in. She should have her favorite candy in the locker every game. Ariel Atkins should have the best shoes on the team. Ariel Atkins should be sitting wherever her seat is on the bench. Nobody should touch that seat. Players are looking.
But
Coach will tell you this. The superstars around the league are looking. They're not, again, that's why I keep going back to Angel and Camilla shouldn't have been the priority if you're looking to build going into, because we keep talking about the draft picks. Chicago won't win with the draft picks. They're going to win in free agency. We keep focusing on these draft picks. These draft picks aren't going to be these saviors for Chicago. They're not in the Juju sweepstakes.
Yeah, but Prince, I said this before the year. They weren't going to win in free agency anyway. Chicago is bad. Their front office has been trashed since 2006. What they should have done was what Washington did. What you said. Build through the draft and go through your lumps, and then you get the free agents once you show that you know how to build something. They didn't. They're not. This ain't like your aces. Your aces treat people, even if they bottom, man, we gonna put them in pictures, we're gonna put them in videos, we gonna make them feel good. That's what you're supposed to do. But you gotta remember, this is an inept franchise. That's the difference between the greats and the bad franchises.
Dog, how you gonna get free agents when you can't treat the only champion on your team with respect?
Exactly.
What? Am I the only one not seeing this? What is going on?
No, you're not. No, you're not. We all see it. We all see it.
But remember at the beginning of the season, and Chicago Sky fans, I was arguing with them every stream. I guess they didn't realize. Yeah. I guess they didn't realize I'm a Angel Wilson Las Vegas fan. I just support Angel Reese. I guess they must have didn't realize that at the beginning of the season. But now they started to realize me. I told them at the beginning of the season. Why are you not focusing on making sure free agents this summer see what you can do with players? Ariel Atkins, want me to tell you what Ariel Atkins said in her press conference? Ariel Atkins said, I'm coming play with Tyler Marsh because I think from conversations, he can unlock other parts of my game. She came play for Tyler Marsh, and she looked like a rookie.
Yeah. That didn't age well.
That did not age well, Coach. But guess what, Coach? Every free agent in the league remember that. If I remember it, they remember what she said.
Yeah,
and that's in the back of their mind right now.
Yeah, but they saw how she played. That's in the back of their mind. So I don't know. He might be a good. He might be a good person, but his team skills might.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. What's going on? What's going on?
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
What you got? What you got?
Oh, man, come on, internet. Not today.
You can hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
You got some technical difficulties.
Okay. She can't hear us.
Look,
how's the connection?
I'm a drop you. Come back up. It probably just be that. I'm gonna drop you. Come back up.
Man, I'm getting the bad. Okay. Is it good?
Yeah, good. You good? Well, she gone now.
I'm gonna let her. It's probably sometimes it does that when you like if you don't got connection that good. But so okay. How do they bring Ariel Atkins back?
How do they bring her back? Give her the max plus some more max money.
See, that's the problem. That's the problem. You gotta. You can't say that right now. You can't say that until after all of this shit with the CBA gets handled. So all of that stuff is irrelevant because you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Because at the very least, the minimum is going to go up.
Yeah.
So she's going to make a lot more money, and it don't have to be in Chicago. Why would she stay?
Because look, Coach, 80. Look, you got 2 new franchises. Technically 3, because Valkyrie is only going to be a year in. They could use a player like her because we don't know if Tip going back there next year, right? We don't know how long she got left. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can use a player like her at the 2 guard position. You got 2 other franchises.
Oh, she gone. She gone.
And And think about this. I did some math. Don't you know 93% of the league is free agents?
Yeah. We said that before the season. Yeah.
So
That's why everybody signed that 1 year
that means
deal.
you got a bunch of roster spots all around the league. She ain't capped. See, Ariel Atkins ain't gonna be like regular free agents. She ain't gonna be cap strung to between 3 teams.
No.
Where she got to choose her free agency between 3. She gonna have the whole league. All these free agents, not just Ariel. All of these free agents is gonna have the entire league. But they keep telling me Chicago gonna win in free agency in 2026.
No, they not, bro. They not. That's what I'm saying. The only way they could bring her back is if they offer her, like after the CBA offer her some max money. And even then, she not gonna come back. So that's why I said again, why would you trade your 3rd pick and your picks when you could have just went after her the old-fashioned way? That's what I'm saying. Like,
And think
that's the
about it like
only
this.
way you'll get Ariel back. But
And think
if
about it
Golden
like
State
this.
come in and say, yo, Ariel, we got this money for you. Bam. She going to Ariel. She going to Ariel. They going to Golden State. She gone.
Plus, players talk.
That's what. Hey, coach. Now we get somewhere, coach. Now we get
Players
somewhere.
talk.
What they
Players
do?
talk.
What they do?
We already talked about Gabby. We already talked about the other players that willingly left Chicago. I know people don't really think much about her, but Mabry got the hell up out of there with the quickness. Players talk. What's going on with Chicago, girl? Don't do it. That's the sentiment. At least that's what it seems like. That's what the optics show me. That's the sentiment about playing with Chicago, and that's why I say Amy Reese is the only beacon in Chicago.
Coach.
Like I said,
This
Coach,
is why.
right.
This is why I say. This is why I say. This situation is worse than people notice, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because when have you ever in a professional sport seen players come out publicly and say, I would never play for that franchise again? Multiple times, multiple players of high caliber. I've never seen that before. You might hear rumblings through an interview. Somebody might write it up that they heard through whispers, through the grapevine. I've never seen players get on social media, multiple high caliber players, and say, from the Kalia Coppers to the Gabbies to the Courtney Williams, and say, I would never play there again.
Right. And the WNBA does not make enough money to cover that up.
No.
Prime example, look at Myles Garrett in Cleveland. He talked all that shit about Cleveland. It's about winning. It's this, that, and the other.
And he threw that bag at him.
Cleveland put a whole bunch of zeros after that comma, and it was all good. The WNBA don't make that type of money. Not yet, anyway.
No. This year they're making some of these players are making 150. Man, you can go make that working at the bank.
Facts.
Why I gotta deal with this? I got notoriety. The bank gonna hire me because all of these, contrary to what people think, all of these women in the WNBA graduated college. They ain't like the NBA where they gotta go back or just don't go back at all. Most of them graduate college, right? These women got degrees. They can go get a regular job and make that. I got to deal with this.
Yeah. Every time they step on the court, they taking a pay cut.
Yeah, they taking a pay cut. Some of these women got doctorate degrees. That's $350 plus a year. I know that. My auntie won. That's $350 plus a year.
You can't. That limelight, man. Everybody wants that attention.
It's chasing the high. Look, I give the example. I gave HD and Showtime an example. There's players in the NBA who people think make money actually don't make money.
Yeah,
they own teams with players that make money. Everybody on LeBron or Kobe or Jordan team, they don't make. They live in basic apartments just like some of y'all. But they can go overseas. They could came over there with me and actually made more than the vet minimum. But they chasing that high.
And
this is a high.
This is why the WNBA is in such a precarious situation, because of NIL, because your elite level players and your top stars You ain't even got to be an elite level. If you're one of the more popular players, that's somebody that's bringing people to the arenas. You got to put them into higher tier. You got Asia, you got Caitlyn, you got Angel, you got now Rakea and Cam. You got those people that got them NIL deals that if something go down, they'll be okay.
Yeah.
So they don't, they don't make the FU money like they do in the NBA.
Yeah.
But them players with the NIL deals, they good. Everybody, because one of my things is if the WNBA goes on strike, who's gonna take care of the players that don't make that money? Because everybody ain't got Met Gala money.
Yeah.
Angel does.
Yeah.
But she's
but coach, this is where the WNBA gonna have to show me they really with this lockout.
Yep.
Versus the players, and I'm about to tell you why. Because overseas women are making more than WNBA women.
Absolutely.
Right.
So this is where the players can lean on their argument. But I wouldn't lean on it too hard because at the end of the day, the WNBA is the more popularized league. You're going to get more endorsements deals being in the WNBA versus overseas, but
Correct.
Your stationary money might be higher. So the players going to have to decide, am I going to chase this high or just going to make my stationary money? And the WNBA going to have to decide, do I want to acquiesce to their demands and let overseas take my talent? That's going that's where the world going to meet at.
And there's also you also got to look at the political aspect of it. It's getting harder and harder to travel overseas.
That too.
It's getting harder and harder to do that. So I would think, I don't know for sure, but I would think that players would be more apt to staying at home because they don't want to deal with that nonsense. And I'm not even talking about the bullshit that happened to Brittany Griner. I'm just talking about with the political landscape and with what the president's doing and all of that type of stuff. You got to throw all of that stuff in the pot because you just can't jump on the plane and flash your passport and go where you want to go anymore. So to avoid that headache, that's why the Unrivaled is a conflict of interest now.
Yeah.
So you gotta, the WNBA has to be able to figure out a spot to give these women what they want and what they deserve. But at the same time, the women can't try to get everything in one shot. It can't happen.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be.
At the end of the day, the NBA owners ain't coming off that cash like that.
Yeah, because see, I'm glad you said that because I've been telling people that, Coach. It's not. See, this is what people need to realize. It's not the WNBA owners the players are going to be fighting with.
Right.
It's the NBA board of governors.
Correct.
That decide the TV rights deal, where the money goes.
Yep.
That's who they're going to be fighting with. See, people think that people got their heads stuck in it's the WNBA, CBA. No. The NBA got more controlling interests.
More control over.
They decide how many games the WNBA can get off a day slate. Because see, this is what people got to remember. That ain't the WNBA time slots. That's the NBA time slots that they're giving the WNBA. That ain't the WNBA time slots.
Exactly.
Correct.
The ESPN is NFL, MLB, and NBA, and always will, and always has been.
Yep. Always has been. And everybody trying to come at Kathy Engelbert. Why you coming at Kathy Engelbert?
She's a puppet.
Kathy Engelbert don't control them. Yeah, right. I've been said that though. I told people that a long time ago.
That's why I don't mention her.
I don't mention her either. Yeah.
The commissioner works for the owners. Because I heard some nonsense about 3 weeks ago talking about we need to make Sue Bird commissioner. I was like, no, the hell you shouldn't.
Oh, hell no. Sue Bird will be worse.
She'll be worse.
She'll be worse.
But people were saying that because they want a former player to be commissioner. No, the commissioner works for the owners. Them
owners not hiring Sue Bird.
Exactly. No, I understand that, but that just to me, that just shows the ignorance of a lot of fans that think, oh, if we had a former player that was the commissioner, like, no, you don't understand the job of the commissioner. She follows orders. She's not doing this on
Sue Bird ain't
doing this on her own.
Coach, Sue Bird not even getting a phone call. She's not even getting an interview.
Sue Bird on her
No.
podcast making money. She good.
If
Man.
you're talking about player president, if you're talking about like on the player the player personnel
player
group,
representation,
that
yeah.
makes more sense. But she's not about to be a
I still wouldn't get her at that. I still wouldn't do that with her. Heck no.
Why would you? First of all, people got to think that's a conflict of interest.
Right.
Okay, that's my point.
She's a former player. In the next CBA, they're gonna use that against her.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Correct.
That's a conflict of interest. She work on behalf of the commissioner works on behalf of the NBA board of governors, the WNBA board of governors, Disney's board of governors, ESPN boards of governors, TNT, CBS now boards of governors, NBA TV board of governors, the League Pass. They all when she calls, they all on that Zoom call. Somebody from their marketing departments on every Zoom call she has. She don't even set her own schedule. They set her schedule. They tell her where to go. They tell her what podcast to be on.
They tell her what to do.
Yeah. What people, man, this is the social media era. Nobody should be this slow.
No, they should. No, they are. No, they're real slow because they don't take the time out to go look this information up. Like, again, they don't look up this information. They just go off of what some idiot says or some idiot rant who got all these followers but not really teaching nothing.
Yep. And y'all can wear as many t-shirts as you want, but until the NBA owners, the NBA who owns what is it, 60.7% or whatever it is, they own the majority of the league. Those are the dudes that you got to convince. So t-shirts don't matter. Because
no jersey sales, ticket sales, none of that, man. That don't matter.
Here's the reality of the situation. If the WNBA folded tomorrow, it wouldn't be a drop in the bucket for the NBA.
No, they would actually be making money. They would be getting some of their money back.
Right.
Exactly.
They would.
Exactly. And in my opinion, what the WNBA should do is they're going to work that what they should do is work out a new CBA no longer than 4 years, no longer than that, because the money, in my opinion, the money is going to steady. They got the audience now. It's too many 9, 10, and 11-year-old girls watching WNBA, and they're going to grow up with it. So the audience is established. So all you got to do is keep watering it, keep growing it, and do what you're supposed to do. So it's going to gradually go up anyways. So all you got to do is do something. This is a back and forth. This is a negotiation. If you want more money, that means you got to give up something else on the back end. That's the way you go. You're not going to get everything. And then if you get a 3 or 4 year CBA deal, when you come back 4 years from now, the money's going to be even higher. And then if, let's say, if you asking for 25%, well, the 25% of what the money is in 4 to 5 years is going to be a hell of a lot higher.
Hell of a lot higher.
So they got to learn how to play the game, even though the game ain't fair.
That's what they're doing.
You still got to play the game.
That's exactly what they're doing.
What's going on, Waterfall? You with us? Want to make sure you good?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm good.
All right. Let's revert back to Chicago right quick.
Let's do that.
What's your take on today's game? I know you watched it. And what's your take?
I was watching my horse races and stuff. I had some money on horse races.
Oh well, you didn't miss nothing. You
ain't missed nothing. You made some money.
You didn't miss nothing. You made some money. What's your take on Chicago Sky season as a whole, as you have seen it unfold?
Okay, HD kind of know. Like, I'm gonna tell you, Jeff P is overmatched. When he went to negotiate with the Kinetic Sun, you got to look at. I want to do when I get some time. I got to do a podcast and show you guys. Look at the president of the Sun's experience, her knowledge, and then look at the years she's been doing this. Their GM. If you look at all the teams GM, most of them are WNBA players, but they definitely all hold degrees, and they definitely all been doing this for a minute. Jeff P cannot compete. Jeff P, like I said, this is a piggyback ride for Jeff P. He's trying to get himself up in a position that he has no knowledge of. When I say no knowledge, I'm talking about no knowledge. You didn't play basketball as a kid. You didn't play it in high school. You didn't play it in college. You did player development. This venture chose Jeff P. It's like when you graduate and you're trying to figure out, well, what do I do in this field? Jeff P. went looking. He got a job in this field. Then he started doing it. He meet Wade. He hangs out with Wade. And all of a sudden, he's trying to be a GM. Because people have to ask themselves, when there was a coaching position, why Jeff P. didn't pick that coaching position? This is back to the old school of riding off of black people back to get somewhere. He doesn't know anything. That's what we got to understand. He doesn't know anything. Now you get ready, you in a field, you let Teaspoon go, somebody to know something. And let me, I'm going to digress again. When they started sparring out of club control earlier this year, I said they got to go talk to Wade because Wade's the only one that had basketball knowledge to kind of clamp down, but he's not going to run it because he's an investor. I wouldn't put my money in and then I got to go to work.
Yeah.
You don't have anybody there with core knowledge. Jeff P. is over his head. See, back in the day, even back in the day when Swoop them all came out, they used college coaches. That was women college coaches that been doing it for a minute. This is not something you can just jump in on.
Facts.
But that's what people trying to do. And Jeff P. likes like me looking at his interviews and connecting things. That's why I said he likes this European ball. Who makes a roster with no defense first? They go straight to the offense. Who does that? Who does that? I never played professional ball, but I would never do that. But see, Jeff P. is arrogant. He didn't want Teresa Weatherspoon to guide the ship. A GM, if you have lack of knowledge, you take the back seat and you listen to the coach. She brought in some knowledge. Teaspoon could bring some people, and you don't even have a self-appointed coach now. This year was a disaster. Who wants to come to Chicago now? That's what Teresa found out. Nobody wants to come there. And let me correct y'all on Vandersloot. Vandersloot is not trying to be the point. Vandersloot is up there in Liberty, New York. If I'm Vandersloot and I'm her age, and I'm in New York and I'm trying to get back to Chicago, I'm gonna take a deal because I need you to fly all my stuff back in. I need you to move me. It costs to move. I need to move.
Hold on, Waterfall.
I love it. Go ahead, Waterfall.
Time out. Are you saying Vandersloot hits the ride with Chicago Sky home?
Yeah.
I already did it. I went all over the states and over the world. Yes. I picked, man. Who? You know how much it costs to move? See, companies will fly you out and pay for your moving expense, but when it's time for you to go back to your home state, that's on you. So what do? You hook up with another
Waterfall.
Waterfall.
I kind of believe you, Waterfall, because remember what happened with Diamond DeShields with the Connecticut Sun?
Yep.
She moved all her stuff for training camp and they cut her, and she had to get her own way back home.
Yep.
Man, that's wild, man.
No, I tell people now, because I've been through that stuff, it's easier to sell your stuff and then move. Because when you're trying to move some stuff, man, it costs. It costs. You know. But yeah, Vandersloot just, and all she want to do is play another year, get a little bit this new money, because see, she's not getting paid now while she hurt. No play, no pay.
True.
She just want to make it up. She's gonna do the same thing Angel McCarthy did. You know, Angel McCarthy, when she was with the Vegas, lost it. Aces, she ended up tearing her ACL. And they just brought her back when she got well for one day, one game, you know, do a little hey, and let her go. But yeah, Jeff P is over his head. He bring in Tyler Marsh. Like I say, Tyler Marsh and them are not themselves. You're not going to tell me you're going to bring even Tanisha Wright. You're not going to tell me you're going to bring some coaches in and they just funneled all over the place. That's
Right.
Jeff P. Jeff P
Yep.
got their hand, man. He can't say nothing. They can't do nothing. But you can't tell an idiot anything. Good managers are those that I know that they lacking some skills. So I'm going to listen to people that know. And then I'm going to make a consensus and say, okay, let's move this direction. But Jeff P wants to guide the ship. He's trying to use this, and I'm getting ready to pop at the real destination he's trying to get to. Jeff P is trying to get to the NBA. Oh, look at me. I look good. I did this. I did that. Jeff P, you're messing up. NBA is not going to bring you in. That's somebody like the WNBA. They still bringing in some of their homeboys. It is always going to happen. It's always going to happen. I got to do a video for you guys, for the Black community, to learn that in order for us to start moving up, you have to bring in some of your own too. That's how the game is played. Period. I love the Dallas owner because, hey, he was straight up on it. He said, look, Kurt Miller, I know Kurt Miller. He's my friend. So I brought him in as a GM. Bam. You can't say nothing there. He told you right off the bat what he did.
Right.
But Kurt Miller knows the stuff. He know how to put a team together.
He got experience.
Jeff P is over his head. That's who wants the spotlight. Jeff P wants the spotlight. He want to say, I did this, I like that. He like name dropping. Adam Fox, them, they got to figure out Michael and Adam Fox, the group. I'm trying to think of the group name because that's who you want to actually go against is the group. Find out what products they sell and begin to boycott that. And don't purchase and force because I like my girl Sably. I like Sably. I like her because she handled
too. Yeah,
Satu, because she handled them. She said, hey, look, it's time for some teams to go. It's time for you to put in the money and go. Either you got the money to afford to pay these professionals or you don't. And it's a new day. It's not the old day of how the WNBA started up. It's a new day now because the ladies have leverage. Like you just spoke about the NIL deal, the unrivaled. People keep saying unrivaled conflict. It's not a conflict of interest. There are numerous people that have investments in different business that are have some alignment. That is a professional development team, not a professional basketball league. That's totally different. Yeah. And as a basketball owner in WNBA, I would love to have a professional development team that is developing my players.
Right.
At no expense.
And you're playing against your own competition, yes.
Yeah. And then and to use the New York Liberty, if my player get hurt, she still get a check through Unrivaled for her year of being off of my roster. You can't beat that. See, the type of insurance they have on it. Lady Hamilton is being paid. You can't beat that.
Money.
Big money. You can't beat that. That's a good ass insurance. Whoever they got, Lords of London, somebody covered it. You want that, and that's why the WNBA won't arrive.
Waterfall, I got a quick question for you, not to cut you off, because you come on my channel and you be blessing it with your knowledge. I just want to ask this question: like, is Michael Alter the sole principal owner, or is it a bunch of them all together in cahoots?
It's a small. He's the majority owner.
Okay.
He's the majority owner. But Michael kind of stubborn. Because when he first bought the team, the dude that was the coach of the team came out of the NBA. I can't think of his name right now. And he was trying to, tell Michael some things. It wasn't working because Michael wanted him to be a GM, this and this. Back. That man said, bye, Mike. He went right back to the NBA. right back to the,
Yeah,
right
that
back to
sounds
the
about
NBA.
right.
And so,
Right.
so then that's when Michael being, when you don't have a lot of money, that's when you start running that coach GM mess together. See, and
Right.
you were able to do it because in that time period, people are desperate to try to get a job and inch their way into those slots to make a career for themselves, a pathway. So after Wade messed over him so bad and burned out, it was a mess. The WNBA now put in a thing where you could no longer combine the coach with a GM. Because see, when he left the Chicago Sky, Wade left, well, they're going to your GM and your coach.
Mm-hmm.
So you're a headless horseman. You had nobody in control. So then when you bring in Teaspoon, you have, well, first of all, I got to see if somebody could Google and find that article where Chicago Sky, so you're going to get a kick out of this.
I know I will.
Chicago Sky announced that they probably wouldn't even be playing in the 2023 season because they didn't have a team. They didn't have a team. They didn't have a coach. What professional organization at that, been in business that long, would do something like that? That's a poor organized team. See, Michael them got to understand you're no longer in that era where, hey, because see, when he bought in, independent buyers were able to come in, the WNBA was beginning to take a decline. And so they was getting, NBA didn't want, was dropping off teams and didn't want it. So you wanted independent owners to start stepping in. So that's how you get your Michael Alter in here. Okay, now you're making a little money because you're just doing it to get something on the side hustle. But now it's elevated. So you need real people in that's going to really look into grow the league. And hey, grocery is high for all of us right now, so it's going to be hard to cover a WNBA right now. And Michael, them, I'm like you guys, you really need to sell. You need to sell to somebody happy because Michael been into commercial business, I want to say all his life. And then you having problems building this facility, or you know Chicago, you are a realtor. You've been doing this thing something like 30 some years, almost 40 some years in realtor in that area. So you know where the deals are, who is who. You don't want to cough up the money. And these ladies, because it's a patriarch system in America, we think that we still can. That's why people don't really understand the t-shirt. This t-shirt is just not, when they say pay me what it, they talking about everything. From how you treated them, the facilities, because how much do you have to pay a year to rent out a gym, a YMCA, versus owning your own facility? So you don't even have the maintenance or upkeep on a YMCA. That falls to the YMCA. So you capitalizing on these players' back. That's part of the things of players was on. You've been riding off of these ladies' back. Now it's time to they saying, hey, put up. Because the ladies really, I'm gonna be honest with you, the way the ladies are going in their mindset, and they got a lot of lawyers out. They didn't, the ladies that played in the WNBA did not do it for a spotlight. They did it to build this, like they say, for the next generation. Because right here in Houston, when they were playing, they had a couple lawyers and the firms would back them up. So when they went out to play the season, the firms were propping them up. These big time law firms were propping them up and whoop, whoop, yeah. And then, and they would go back in the off season and everything. So, but they got a lot of lawyers that came out, especially in the 90s and 2000s. There was a lot of lawyers coming out. But these ladies can actually fund their own league. They actually can fund it. That's why the NBA won't take their hands off of them. If it's a losing venture, why are you trying to get in on it?
There's capital in there. There's capital in there.
It's capital. And they see the light. Man, I'm watching, like I said, doing my horse races and stuff. I had to get my races in there. And you got to ask yourself, because I'm asking myself, I got to do some research. And like I've been telling people, if your children don't want to do anything else, this is the era of getting into sports and you can become a professional. You don't have to do basketball or just football. I just watched my volleyball games last night. When rugby start up, I'm gonna start going back out to the rugby field. There's money to be made in all sports. They hear.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They hear. You name it, you can do it. You don't want to do nothing but play cards and be under the light. You can gamble and play cards, be a professional. You can shoot pool and be a professional. You can get into the drones. I mean, what the guys on the videos, it's money to be made, and people knows that. But the people on the lower end, we don't know it. You can get into these spaces, and that's what Jeff P is trying to do, is get into these spaces. But he doesn't have any inkling of what he's doing as a GM. That was strictly, hey, Adam Fox, hey, yeah, look at, all right, man, he used Wade name and act like he hang out with Wade and like he was Shadow and he knows something. But now it shows everybody that you don't know anything. And and people give Wade credit. Wade wasn't that great. None of them was great at negotiating. They never had Wade negotiated all the picks away.
Right.
You can't. These people are laughing at Chicago when they go into negotiation. I thought when this is what I knew, he definitely didn't know anything. When he did the trade with Mabry, I thought he was going to get rid of Mariah Jefferson as soon as she got back, when the trade was done.
He kept it.
He kept it.
That's what I knew too, Waterfall. You right. I thought the same thing. I said, this dude's an idiot.
Yeah, this dude is an idiot. I said, they were laughing over there. When they got hung up the phone with Wade, with Jeff, that lady was cracking up.
What's going on, Shawanda? Chandra, what's going on, Chandra?
We got this nut. We dealt Mariah off to an idiot. I would at least say, hey, look, we're gonna split her salary. Y'all take half her debt, and I'm gonna take half. And then when she come over, we done. And I can bring somebody else. But you carry Mariah a whole almost 2 years. And it wasn't like it was newsflash. She's too hurt to play. Everybody been knowing that. Except for Jeff P.
Yeah.
But
hey, Waterfall, you cooking? But I got to get ready to go to this cigar lounge, man. I got whiskey and some fried fish waiting on me.
Yeah, big. That's big fish talk. A lot of y'all don't know about that. Y'all know about that.
I ain't do a Chicago Post game in a minute, and I was doing the Aces game, and Chicago was still on. So me and Brass Tack started doing the Chicago game. We caught it at halftime, and I was like, "This is enough. I gotta go live. This is crazy. This is a shit show."
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I had to pop out. I had to pop out.
Yeah, I'm going live, y'all, and in about a few, I gotta go deal with my bugging niece, man. She been bugging me all day to take her somewhere, so I'm gonna holler at y'all. Y'all be safe.
Appreciate you, HD. Make sure y'all go over to Welcome to HDII TV and subscribe if you haven't. Go check out his other videos. Great content over there. Appreciate you, Waterfall, for pulling up. You always welcome as always. I be hearing you on HD channel. You be over there cooking. Man, so glad you got your connection right. You dropped some jewels for the audience today. They're gonna take it with them.
Appreciate it. Okay, thank you guys. I appreciate you, HD. I'm gonna catch you later on.
All right, Waterfall. Appreciate everybody for pulling up. We still got 321 people in here. Make sure you hit the like button on your way out. Comment after the video. Give me your thoughts on Chicago Sky season so far. Again, this is I Am Zoe Media. I'm your host, Prince. We'll catch you on the next one.
I Am Zoe Media, where the passion collide. Spotlight the hustle, bring the grind worldwide. From interviews to moves, the game's in my scope. Showcasing the greatness, inspiring hope. She cross up defender, step back, that's clean. Highlight moments, blowing up the whole scene. From buzzer beaters, the teamwork extreme. The beauty of the game, living out the dream. I break it all down, every pick, every roll. From the layups to the swishes, every hoop, every goal. Got the mic in my hand, got the stats in my soul. Women's basketball shining, that's the ultimate role. From legends of the past.